Hello everyone, welcome back to this Microsoft Excel tutorial journey with me on my Knowledge Factor YouTube channel. This is the 79th session, and during this section of the course we are going to take a look at the data validation feature that's built into Microsoft Excel. Now before we get in and start to actually mess around with the data validation settings, let's get a good understanding of what data validation is and why it's important, why we should be using it inside of our Excel document. So I want to give you a scenario here. Uh, I was discussing about a live class to a group of individuals, and somebody had brought up a scenario that they had run into. They had built this database that was going to collect information on their client, their customers, and the way that they were going to get this data was from some surveys that they were going to send out. Now, they looked this task and they shipped it off to a third party, said, hey, this is what we want. Let's get the survey sent out and let's gather this information from our customers and clients, right? Now, unfortunately, the third party put no validation on the data. Here's what happened. They sent surveys to their customers and it asked for things like their name, their address, their states, their zip code, their phone number, their email, and so on and so on, right? And asked for a bunch of information about these individuals. Now, when the data came back, the data was all over the place. Formatting wise, phone numbers were formatted in different ways. Some had parentheses, some had dots, some had hyphens. Their states were where they lived. Some were spelled out, some were abbreviated, some were misspelled, right? They were just all over the place with the data when they finally got it back from their clients. Now, the problem was they brought that data into their reporting system and they really could not create any reports because they had this dirty data or inconsistent formatting within their data. This is where data validation comes into play. What we want to do is when we send data out or we get a list that users are going to be filling out, we want to provide a means to make sure that we are getting properly formatted data back. Things are spelled correctly, phone numbers are formatted the way that we want them, values such as numeric values that might range from x amount to this amount, we want to make sure we stay within that threshold, right? We don't want any extraneous data that shows up inside of there. So we want to be able to control how users are inputting data. Now open in front of you, I have got the example file that we are going to be working with. This is inside of Excel 102 exercise file which we have downloaded by now. Hopefully you are following along with me, and I'm looking at the sort and filter worksheet inside of this workbook. If you see right here, now you can see this is a rental car status and it's got a simple little table in it. It's got a handful of fields in there: ID number, make, model, doors, auto, smoke, yes or no, convertible, insured, and rates. Now users are going to be in here manipulating the data, adding records, deleting records, editing records, right? They're going to be working with a list, right? Now I want to make sure things like the rates, perhaps we have got a certain threshold within our rates. We can only go from, let's see, what's the lowest one there, 1995 to a maximum of 1395. I don't want anything outside of those bounds. Have to stay within that range. Let's see for the number of doors, right? Maybe we have got a range there. For the auto, smoke, convertible, insured, those are just yes and no, N and Y, right? This just yes and no questions. So that's it. I don't want anything else in there, right? We could have them put yes or no, but then what happens when you filter later on? I want to be able to point all the yeses, right? I don't want to have a look at Y and yes and misspelled, right? I just want to look for a consistent value, sorting, filtering, and so on. Later on when I create reports of this, I want to build a group by the automatic column and I just want to see Y in it and nothing else inside the mix. we get into the make, we only carry certain makes of automobiles. Well, I don't want them to put things in here like, Porsche or Lamborghini. Actually, maybe I do want that in there, but for our purpose here, I don't want any additional ones in there. And I want to make sure that people are spelling things right, like Oldsmobile. I'm going to misspell that, right? So let's make sure that we give them away. That makes it easy for data entry, so that we get consistent, correct, formatted data inside of our list. This is why we use data validation. So let's take a look at how you create data validation and how you can apply it to your list. So thanks for watching this tutorial, and as I always say, if you really liked it and enjoying this journey, then please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and also press the bell icon to get the latest content update on this channel. Alright then, we'll meet up in the next session. In case you have any questions, any concerns, then do let me know in the comment section of this video. So see you in the next session. Till then, stay safe, have a great life, and take very good care of yourself.